Hey parents, hope your week is off to a great start. Before we get into what we talked about yesterday, a couple of things real quick. First off, there will be no middle school or high school this coming Sunday. That's one, because it's our usual middle school break week to let them be a part of our service, but also no high school because of the holiday weekend. But that following Wednesday, which is September 4th, will be our next big night. That's 6 to 8 here in the Kids Life big room. So your students are not going to want to miss that. It'll be lots of fun, games, food, and all of that good stuff. So yesterday in middle school, we wrapped up our series, Why Am I Here? And again, this series is just really all about, why are we at church? Why do we do this? Why do we give this our time and energy? Wouldn't it be a lot easier just to do this on our own and not have to deal with other people and all the time that this takes? After all, we can read books, we can read our Bible, we can find sermons and podcasts online. So why is this church thing really worth it? And the answer that we were looking at yesterday is because we need the right tools for the job. I'm sure you've experienced what it feels like to be trying to get something done and not have the tool you needed to do that. I think a lot of times we experience that in following Jesus too. We find that we don't have what we need to grow closer to God, or we want to love others better, but we just can't. And so where do we find these tools? And the answer that we saw is we find these tools from other people, from people who shepherd us along. And so we talked about shepherds yesterday and realized that shepherds are not just people who stand on a stage and teach or have the title of pastors, but we have people shepherding us all over. They're small group leaders, they're Kids Life teachers, they're you as their parents. We need people like this who have been a little bit further along the journey of following Jesus than we have, so that they can hand down these tools to us, so that they can teach us how to do these things so that we can grow closer to Jesus and ultimately so we can become more like him. And then yesterday in high school, we continued our series, Alpha. And in this series, we're just asking really hard yet foundational questions about faith and diving deep into these. And so the question that we looked at yesterday is, why did Jesus have to die? And so we talked about why Jesus died is because he had to pay the price for our sin, the thing that separated us from a relationship with God and ultimately separated us from the good life that God had made us for. And through his death and resurrection, Jesus made it possible that we could be in a relationship with him, that we could know him, and through that relationship, we could be formed into his likeness and experience this good and full life that he promised us. One other element of that we really zoned in on yesterday is that Jesus' death and resurrection, it does the work for us. That it's not Jesus' death and resurrection plus what we can do, or plus being a good person. No, it's through his death and resurrection that we are saved. It's through his blood that our sins are paid and we can have a relationship with him. All right, parents, that is it for this week. Just a reminder, no student life this coming Sunday. We will be together again for our big night, Wednesday, September 4th, 6 to 8, here in the Kids Life room. Have a great week.